Dig and Pegasus are one of the two most well-known front ends for Android, but which is better? Well, in today's video, we're going to find out. So we're going to start off with Pegasus. Now this is no means a simple front end. There's a lot of work that needs to go into this to get this thing working, but this is definitely an advanced front end. Now customizability. Pegasus comes with a handful of themes, far less than Dig, but the few it does work really well, as you can see here on the screen. What I found out when I was testing the themes out, some of the actual audio from the videos doesn't pull through, which is a bit of a shame because the themes are really nice in itself. That's just something to contend with if you are looking to change the themes up in Pegasus. Scraping as well is a lot more complex than Dig, but for some reason I find this a lot more enjoyable, as you know what you're actually scraping and you know what you're putting onto the system. So you can choose videos, box art, thumbnails, wheels, but this is done by a third-party software called Scraper, which is on the screen now. To where the other front ends like your Reset Collection and Dig, they just pull this from the internet. At least with Pegasus you have the option of what categories, box art, videos you actually want on the device, and in the end when you put it all together, I've got to say it looks amazing. Now settings, the only thing I can say about the settings is they're very minimalistic and straight to the point. This is probably the only thing that's minimalistic and straight to the point for this front end. Now, overall, this is one of the most complex front ends, but yet one of the most enjoyable. If you have the time to scrape all your ROMs and config all the files, then this is for you. So if I had to put a rating on this front end, I would class it as a hard rating. Purely because you need to put a lot of time and effort into it to get everything you desire out of it. So we're going to move on to Dig. Now Dig, how easy is it to set up and get things running? Well, it's pretty straightforward and the menu is simple enough to understand, but complex enough to tinker with. There's plenty of themes in the customizable area, and I'd say there's around 52 themes to choose from. All have their own style and feel. Installing isn't a problem either. You just click on themes, choose which one you want to install, and then upload and you're good to go. As you can see here, we've got various different themes. Now it doesn't come without its downfalls of customization. So scraping is straightforward as well, but one thing that I don't really like about it is it scrapes every single file. Some games do come with various Q files, bin files, and it will scrape every single one of them and actually put it into the front end, which is a bit of a pain, and for some reason it doesn't always scrape the games correctly. Prime example of this is Manon for the PSP and NFL Blitz for the PS1. Now as you can see here, it actually chose the category for PS2. Now we know the Retroid Pocket 2 cannot run PS2 unfortunately, and it also did it when I tried it on my Android device. Now I guess it's just pulling the metadata from somewhere where it believes these games are. But apart from that, I've got to say the customizability is amazing. One thing I will point out as well is the front end, and it doesn't sometimes correctly map the right emulators. Yes, this is a front end, it's not an emulator. So I use RetroArch, and a prime example of this was when I was loading the NES emulator, I had to change to an alternative emulator, not the default one. This is pretty simple and straightforward, but it is more of an annoyance because it will crash your front end and also crash your emulator. Overall though, if you're looking to take your front end to the next level and want to have a theme that's really customizable with various other tools, this is right down your street. The settings in this are a lot more complex than Pegasus. I would argue at some point that the settings don't need to be this complex. They could have compiled them into 2 or 3 tabs. So where I would have put Dig on a difficulty setting, I would say this is medium. So it's not too complex, but it is complex enough so you can customize it. So there you have it. I've tested many front ends in the last 12 months and I've got to say they're some of my favorite ones to run on Android. Yes, they aren't all without faults, but if you can get past them and spend the time to tinker with them to customize them how you want, then let me say you won't be disappointed. As always guys, if you do like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It will really help the channel out, and let me know in the comments below what kind of stuff you want to see moving forward on the channel. But until next time guys, as always, stay safe and I'll see you soon.